I'm glad you're here. I'm very happy you're here. You are in my company. I'm in your community. I'm engaging in athletics. It never gets old. There's always news. I know you watch news from different angles. Maybe you're concerned about the environment. You're concerned about wars and peace and love. And maybe you're just concerned about your family, your well being, maybe your work, your dreams. That's okay. That's why you come to me for a certain perspective, and I'm glad you're there. Thank you for stopping by. Check my new logo, man. Check my new outlook. I'm working on something more catchy, more appealing to the generation that just want to be tickled and be enticed. And I think I have to give a lot of recognition to this new paradigm, to my lady, my friend, my partner, who inspires me to look at things a little bit more fresh. So I had to reboot. Like I shared with you guys in my last episode, you have to, you know, update yourself, keep up with the technology and the way the world is ever changing. And it's quite engaging. I found out I'm a good learner. I'm willing to learn. Uh, I'm willing to stretch my thoughts, my imagination, which is a good thing, isn't it? I hope you're doing the same thing and don't limit yourself. You have a limited component up above your shoulder, hardly tapped into. Talking of your brain, your mind, your soul. We hardly go there, do we? Something struck me a little bit before I sat down here. The whole truth. Truth is like water. It's always looking for that home. It's always looking for the equilibrium. Water is a great phenomenon. You can never stop that phenomenon of water, and it's always seeking. And if it doesn't find it, it's gonna just penetrate whatever the barrier is. And so is the truth. The truth will always seek to be recognized. The truth will always find a way to stand at the top of the all the bullshit. Just saying it. The truth will triumph. We can lie, and at the end of the day, is just a barrier. The lie becomes a barrier because the truth is going to demolish that barrier, and it's becoming quite apparent to me. That's how life is, and that's how it is. I think some people even articulate the whole framework of love. Love will triumph. Evil might look to be winning. Whatever side of the opposite or the other axis that holds maybe the world is a big evil empire, but the good empire will triumph. That's just an observation. And what do you think of that, my friend? Did that just become so philosophical that you are inspired? That's what I do. And these things just come to me before I sit down. I'm pacing up and down, trying to introduce myself to you guys in Globe Runner. Tuko Riada has been retired. Should we have a toast to that? So far, I have about many episodes of Tuko Riada. Now I'm retiring Tuko Riada, and we have Globe Runner. Yeah, I just wanted to have a little catchy international appeal. The global village. I think Tuko Riada was too narrow, too niche. It was too tropical. It was too locale. So, Globe Runner. I was about to say Globe Trotter. That is even more catchy. What am I doing? Globe Trotter? No, I like Runner. Okay, cheers to the new guy. I'm born again. To me and to you. And your comments just are invited again. Make a comment if you like the new logo. I can always improve on it. Because if you don't improve, if you're not willing to change, you perish. I'm looking around at many enterprises that I've known since I moved here in 96 to Oregon. A lot of enterprise, I'm talking about business, are shutting down. And I think the reason is because they are archaic. They're not keeping up. They're not changing certain things. And you perish. You just perish. I'm a big believer that even the God of the universe meets people where they are. He's not stuck in the past. He's aware of the past. He's aware of the present. I recognize the present. So the idea of you have to meet the younger generation where they are. You either meet them or they pass by you and say, adios, dinosaur. Cheers to Globe Runner. That's what I was getting at too. I hope you can do this with me. Cheers. I'm drinking something. You have to be over 21 to do this. Cheers. Ah, Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson. Do you know Michael Johnson? Have you met Michael Johnson? Have you seen him? Have you heard about him? What do you know about Michael Johnson? What has he done for us lately? He has taken us into a scandalous route. This trail of is it his lies and fulfilled promises, uh, high promises that were never going to be fulfilled. It's just sad. The more I read about Michael Johnson and the GST and whatever you might call it, whatever you want, Grand Slam track, it's just pathetic. I mean, you get tired of it, but you realize too you might have as well put it in the radar because it's never going away. I think that's why I introduced this conversation today about truth, because it is about truth with the GST. It is about truth. And the truth we are reading lately seems to expose this guy either he was a dreamer, he was novice, he was a liar, he got into a scheme with some people. I've named this GST as what you might say grand scheme, whatever track you, I don't know what you call it. It's just been bad. The more I read, the filing on the bankruptcy, it tells us a lot about Michael Johnson. That I'm coming to a realization that these guys' intentions might have been the good place. Okay, he might have had incredible, unprecedented, warm heart, good intentions to go pay these athletes. About 9 million that he has, and is it 7 million? A good amount. He had those ideas. I don't know whom he was consulting with. What troubles me is the alliance or the people he agreed with, the, the agreement they had or the promises they had. Were they legit? Were they well well grounded on what was to be successful? And listen to this, it's even more laughable and comical when you find that he had an alliance with, hear this. I mean, I'm not making this thing. I read this, I was like, I never caught this earlier on. But the people he was working with are very interesting people. I'm reading here about something that, let me just share with you what I read. So there's the updates on GST is that Michael Johnson asked to return $500,000 that he had paid himself. He did. And the records in court says that he did this just before he canceled Los Angeles' last appearance of the event that started in Miami. That is interesting. So he's a captain of the ship. He's a captain of this boat, whatever you call it, the GST that is heading to LA. But before he gets to LA, he realizes this thing is sinking. So the captain, Michael Johnson, decides to just bail out. To do that, he saves himself by pocketing $500,000. That's what the records are saying. Last week, I tried to, bail him out and say, oh, he didn't do it. Some people are saying those were rumors. Those were unfounded rumors going around in some network or some outlets online. But according to the filing, the bankruptcy that was filed, this is becoming true. That when he went to Miami, and this is what I'm just giving you a condensed version. When Michael Johnson went to Miami, while he was in Kingston, Jamaica for the first debut of this GST, he quickly realized he didn't have money. He did not have money when he went to Jamaica. He had a grand plan, but it was founded on empty promises by very strange alliances. There's one they call, listen to these guys. He aligned himself with Winners Alliance. And now that's very catchy. That is an overblown alliance. Winners alliance. Can we just call it losers alliance? Because these guys did not win. They did not. They were not there to win. They were there to brand themselves. They became losers alliance. I don't know. It was a winners alliance versus losers alliance, which is Michael Johnson. Are you seeing how I'm playing with this? So when he went to Jamaica, the first event that he did there in Jamaica, which was, I remember commenting about it, how empty the stadium was. The revenue coming out of that from the fans from that first broadcasting of that event was really bad. They went back to the hotel and realized that they didn't have money. So once they realized that, I'm asking myself, why don't you just say bad start? It's like you know, you get on the blocks and you had a horrible start. Why do you continue? He went to Miami after Kingston. He went to Philadelphia, but he's looking back, and I'm asking myself, there's no money. Why are you going ahead with the rest of it? First of all, there's an expense he's incurring. There's athletes that he hasn't paid. He himself is the only one who knew the truth. I go back to the truth. I started by introducing you guys to the fact that water will find its equilibrium. So, Michael Johnson assumes somehow that this thing is going to just keep sailing all the way to LA. But once he got to Philadelphia, it dawned on him that, man, I got no money. I'm going to pocket $500,000. What about the athletes? The captain doesn't care. He's safe on shore. He leaves that thing to sink with athletes on board who were broke, empty pockets, and they had to go back home and says, well, we went to Miami, we went to Jamaica, we did it in Philadelphia, we're coming home empty-handed. So, and that's why right now this is becoming to me a story of a liar for me. I think the headlines here from Front Office Sports says Michael Johnson to repay $500,000 in Grand Slam track bankruptcy deal. Why $500,000? This is what he gave himself when he realized this thing is sinking. You know, we are very nice to people. I even hear from some athletes, they're like, oh, Michael Johnson meant well. He's not a bad guy. I've given him all that. But you took $500,000 into you gave yourself $500,000 and left these athletes with no money at all until the bankruptcy report exposes this lie and this scandal. I'm reading here that the Grand Slam has reached a deal with a group of vendors who wanted to sue the bankrupt league to recover their debts in a court filing on Monday. As part of the deal, league founder and Olympic champion would return $500,000 payment he took from the league in June. This is June 2025. The creditors committee claimed this payment was fraudulent, which Johnson disputes, the new filing says. Wow. So what is the deal here? So what is happening is that everybody has taken a cut. Everybody has been forced to take the lowest denominator. But what is becoming clear to me, the more I read about this, is that there was a selfish motive too on Michael Johnson's part. Because if you are the captain of the GST thing, just go. If you're gonna sink with it. If you are the interest and the well-being of athletes all along, just just go Titanic. Just sink with it. But no, you have to take $500,000. Now you are being forced to give it back. Very sad story for me. It doesn't end well for anybody. And even the gall, the audacity, the confidence that they seem to have on their camp that they're going to come back and have another league this year. This year, we are in March, man. You are still in court. You haven't even figured out your finances. I think this to me, the arrogance of some of these guys, the swagger, the unapologetic approach, and the fact that the athletes themselves, it's been almost a year now, they haven't been paid. Very sad indeed. Sefan Hassan is withdrawing from London Marathon. Why? Her Achilles are out of whack. She's injured. Sefan Hassan. She gave a statement not being able to do the London. London is a big deal in marathon, by the way. She won it a few years ago, isn't it? Is she? Sefan Hassan, and she's reigning, of course, the reigning world Olympic champion. And so, yeah, she's withdrawing. It's going to happen in April. As you know, London Marathon is going to be happening in April. Achilles are not very happy. Jacob Engelston, they should just hang out and rehab together. So she's been out. She tried to come back. It didn't work for her. That's not good news for us. She's 31, 33, or 31. I don't know how old she is. But those Achilles, my friend, you blow them, you're blown up. I hope she makes a comeback. She's my favorite marathon runner, favorite athlete. And yes, yeah, she's 33. You have to be careful with age when it comes to ladies. Just letting you know. Don't make up. They cannot be too old. They cannot be too young. What else is in the news, my friend? Oh, the relays are happening in Botswana. The World Athletic Relays are happening in Gaborone 26. And of course, what I saw here is that Americans are not doing it. I don't know, they are not going because in Botswana, I don't know, man. Botswana is the hub of athletics in Africa. I'm happy for them. Maybe the Americans feel that if they go there, they're going to be humiliated again by the national team who did them in. You don't forget, Tokyo, man. It was raining and it was pouring, and the Botswanese team came back on the Americans, the 4x4. Maybe they're scared of going down there to be double whacked. Pa, pa, pa. You can't get, once you get humbled once, you're like, hey, we're not going to Botswana. And I heard about America not going to this relay thing. Who cares? I think for me, I'm tired of big countries not showing up for big things and promoting athletics around the globe. Is bizarre. But yes, it's gonna be in Gaborone, Botswana, on the which is gonna be in May the 2nd and the 3rd in the National Stadium. The sponsors are big time. They call themselves the Botswana World Athletic Relays Gaborone 26. By the way, Botswana is a rich country, man. They got some damn diamond. Damn diamond. I said it. It's not blood diamond, it's damn diamond. Anyway, my take today, my friend, you and I, the truth will find its equilibrium. Like any other water, that's what happens with the truth. It's always seeking to be recognized and respected. So it is with GST. Michael Johnson, my friend. Half a meal you put in your pocket. Sad. Sefana son. Whoop. London. My friend, it was me. It's a delight. I'm enjoying this day and night. This is becoming my spiritual, my philosophical altar where I come here just to express myself to my audience. By the way, I have a new subscriber. I recognize you, my friend. I saw it. You know who you are. A shout out. They give me the notice. So I know when I see, like they say, when one soul is saved, one soul is subscribed. Heaven celebrates. Heaven is me. Talk to you later, my friend. Welcome aboard the new subscriber. Sit back. Enjoy the ride. We are after this. The next closest thing we are doing, of course, is these relays. I think from this point on in May. I don't know what big thing is happening in April. I'll update you guys. And if it's exciting, it must be shared. Talk to you later.